What if your future wasn't just something that happened to you, but something you actively built brick by brick? What if the life you dream of isn't waiting years down the road, but waiting for your hands to start shaping it right now? Most people live in reverse. They wait for opportunity before they prepare. They wait for clarity before they take a step. They wait for a sign, a guarantee, a safety net before they start, and so they never do. Tomorrow doesn't belong to the lucky. It belongs to the architect, the one who wakes up, rolls up their sleeves, and says, "I will not live by default. I will live by design." When did we begin treating life like it was something handed to us in pieces instead of something we could build from the ground up? You're not a passenger on this ride. You're the builder, the planner, the worker. And the sooner you accept that truth, the sooner your life will start bending in the direction of your vision. You see, the future isn't a mystery, it's a mirror. It reflects back the materials you're laying down today. Your thoughts, your habits, your standards, your discipline. If you lay down nothing, you get nothing. If you lay down chaos, you get confusion. But if you lay down intention, you get legacy. Have you ever stood in a half-built house and wondered, who was supposed to finish this? That's what most people's lives look like. Foundation poured, walls halfway up and then abandoned. They walked away because it got hard. They stopped because they didn't believe it was worth finishing. They waited for someone else to show up with a blueprint. But no one's coming to build your dream for you. No one's going to hand you a completed future tied in a bow. The only hands that can shape tomorrow are yours. You already have everything you need to begin. Not later. Not when you're ready. Now. You may not know every detail, but you know what direction your soul is pulling you toward. You may not have all the resources, but you have the will to begin stacking the bricks. You may not see the whole staircase, but the next step is begging for your courage. What kind of future are you silently constructing with your daily choices? Every time you choose growth over comfort, you lay a brick. Every time you act instead of wait, you lay a brick. Every time you speak truth over excuses, you lay a brick. Every time you move forward without applause, you're building walls that will one day shelter your legacy. And the beauty of it is this: you don't have to finish the whole house today, but you do have to show up to the site. You have to put something on the ground, something real, something honest, something intentional. Because you're not just living your days, you're crafting a structure your children might stand under, a structure your past self will one day thank you for, a structure that doesn't collapse when life throws storms your way, because it was built with conviction. You don't have to settle for survival. You don't have to keep wandering without vision, and you don't have to accept a life that was never tailored to your soul. But to build what's meant for you, you must let go of what was never supposed to last. So ask yourself, are you living like a guest in your own life? Or are you stepping up like the architect you were born to be? Because time is laying bricks whether you show up or not. And if you don't design your life, someone else will, and you might not like the house they build for you. The blueprint begins with brutal honesty. You can't build a future worth living if you're lying to yourself about the present. Every great structure begins with a blueprint, but blueprints aren't based on dreams, they're based on reality. They demand precise measurements, firm ground, and absolute truth. The same goes for your life. You want a better tomorrow? Start by getting radically honest about where you stand today. What's broken? What's missing? What are you pretending not to notice? Because denial is expensive. Every lie you tell yourself now becomes a flaw in the foundation of your future, and foundations built on lies eventually collapse under the weight of regret. You have to look in the mirror and ask the hard questions. Am I living intentionally or just repeating yesterday? Do my habits reflect my values or just my addictions? Is my routine a ladder toward my purpose or a treadmill of distraction? Have I become so used to the noise of the world that I've forgotten the sound of my own inner voice? Architects don't guess. They measure, they calculate, they assess the terrain before building. You must do the same, because if you skip this step, if you try to build better without understanding what's wrong, you're not designing a future. You're decorating your denial. The life you're living today is the sum of the decisions you made yesterday. Your financial struggles? A result of what you ignored, overspent, or underplanned. Your emotional exhaustion? Likely tied to boundaries you didn't set or people you kept entertaining long after they showed you their pattern. Your stagnation? Rooted in routines that reward comfort, not growth. And guess what? That's not bad news. It's the best news. Because if you built this life through your own choices, then you can build a new one the exact same way, with better choices, with sharper discipline, with non-negotiable standards. But it begins here, right here, with honesty. No blueprint, no breakthrough, no truth, no transformation. You can't build a masterpiece while pretending your life is already perfect. Face it, own it, sketch the reality, then you can start building something real. The materials of discipline and time. Once the blueprint is honest, the next step is gathering your materials. But in the architecture of life, those materials aren't stone and steel. They are discipline and time. You want to build a future that doesn't fall apart? You'll need discipline strong enough to withstand storms and time invested like gold. Discipline is the structure. It's the frame. It's the beams that hold up your vision. Without it, you'll collapse the moment life shakes. Too many people want greatness but live like tourists in their own destiny, visiting their goals only when it's convenient, working hard only when they feel motivated. But motivation is a spark, discipline is the firewood, and you better start gathering it now, because life isn't waiting. You don't accidentally stumble into a better future. You build it, one decision at a time, one morning at a time, one promise to yourself that you actually keep. You want to know what separates those who change their lives from those who only talk about it? It's the willingness to repeat the boring, painful, unglamorous routines long after the excitement disappears. It's showing up for yourself when no one claps, when no one watches, when it feels like nothing's changing. But deep down, something is. Brick by brick, choice by choice, day by day. Now let's talk about time. Time is your most sacred material. You don't get it back, and you don't know how much of it you have left, but most people treat time like sand, slipping casually through their fingers, instead of treating it like gold, locked in a vault. You must guard it, spend it with strategy, respect it like your future depends on it, because it does. Every hour wasted in distraction is a brick removed from the house you said you wanted to build. Every moment invested in your growth, every focused hour, every early morning, every hour spent in clarity is a load-bearing wall in your future success. So you've got your blueprint, your honest evaluation of where you are. Now you gather the materials, the habits of discipline, and the wise use of time. Are you treating time like a friend or a thief? Are you disciplined when no one's watching, or just when the pressure is on? Because the structure you want to live in tomorrow must be paid for today, with discipline, with time, no shortcuts, no magic tricks, just the daily laying of bricks. The enemies of construction: doubt, delay, and distraction. Every builder has enemies, not just external ones, not storms or sabotage, but internal forces, the quiet voices that whisper when the tools are in your hands. The ones that say, maybe you're not ready, maybe this isn't for you, maybe later. Let's call them what they are: doubt, delay, distraction. These are the termites of your destiny. They don't knock down your structure in one violent blow. They eat it silently from the inside. First, doubt. Doubt pretends to be your friend. It wears the face of logic. It says, be realistic, when what it means is, stay small. It tells you not to aim too high, not to trust your own hands with the tools. But understand this: every person who built a legacy walked through doubt. The difference is, they didn't listen to it. They felt the fear and picked up the hammer anyway. You are not required to be fearless. You are required to be faithful to your design, to keep building even when your hands shake. Second, delay. Delay is the dream killer disguised as patience. It convinces you that someday is a strategy, but the future is not built in someday. It's built in now, Every time you say, "I'll start tomorrow," you're handing your power over to a day that doesn't even exist yet. If you're not building today, you're demolishing by default. People who wait until they feel ready never begin, and people who begin before they feel ready become ready. Start now. Start messy. Start without applause. Just start. Finally, distraction. Distraction is the silent thief. It doesn't break your tools. It just makes you forget you even had tools. It makes hours feel short and weeks vanish. It has you chasing comfort over calling, noise over depth, stimulation over purpose. And the worst part? You don't even realize what you're losing until what you were meant to build becomes impossible to finish. To build your future, you must declare war on these enemies. Doubt says, "You can't." You say, "Watch me." Delay says, "Wait." You say, "No more." Distraction says, "Look away." You say, "I see what I'm building and I won't lose focus." Every hour you resist these voices, every time you pick up the hammer instead of putting it down, you are winning. You are architecting. You are stepping into a future designed not by accident, but by intent. Build with vision, not emotion. You can't build a house with rain. You can't pour a foundation with wind. And you cannot construct your future with emotion. Your emotions were never meant to be the architect, only the messenger. But too many people build based on how they feel today instead of what they've committed to for the next 10 years. One day you feel motivated and you lay a few bricks. The next day you feel tired, so you stop construction. Then guilt kicks in and you start building again. But the structure never gets off the ground. Why? Because you're trying to build something permanent with materials that are temporary. You don't need to feel like it. You need to do it anyway. The greatest builders in life, those who rise above mediocrity, they don't trust their moods. They trust their vision. A vision doesn't care if you're tired. It doesn't care if your friends don't understand. It doesn't wait for perfect weather or validation. It just says, "Here's what we're building. Let's keep going." Write down your vision. Describe it in detail like it already exists. Walk through it in your mind every day. And then align your actions, habits, and decisions with that picture. If it doesn't fit the blueprint, cut it off. It might sound cold, but emotions don't finish projects. Discipline does. Feelings may show up, but they can't sit at the head of the table. You can feel tired and still work. You can feel afraid and still take action. You can feel uninspired and still show up and build. That's what separates those who design their lives from those who let life happen to them. The architect doesn't let the weather change the plan. They build what was designed, rain or shine. So the next time you don't feel like it, ask yourself this: am I building with emotion or with vision? Only one of those will leave you standing in a life you're proud of. Every choice is a brick. Choose wisely. Every moment of your life, you're making a choice, whether you're aware of it or not. And every one of those choices is a brick in the structure of your future. You may think your future is shaped by grand events, the big wins, the bold leaps, but no, it's shaped by the silent decisions, the ones no one applauds for, the ones you make when no one is watching, the ones that seem so small they almost don't feel like they matter, but they do. Wake up late. That's a brick. Skip your commitments. That's another brick. Compromise on your values. One more brick laid crooked. Say yes when you should have said no. Now you've built a door where there should have been a wall. And just like that, the future you're building starts to resemble someone else's vision, not yours. You see, you don't wake up one day with a chaotic life by accident. You build it, unintentionally, by making easy decisions that slowly steal your power. Because here's the hard truth. Convenience builds cages. Discipline builds castles. Ask a master architect how they build something beautiful. They'll say, one deliberate piece at a time. Nothing is random. Everything has a reason. And that's how you must treat your life. Every yes you give, and it's not just a word, it's a commitment of time, energy, and focus. Every no you say, it's not rejection, it's protection of your vision. Every hour, it's not just time passing, it's a tool, a brick, a layer, a structure in motion. You are the builder, but also the gatekeeper. You control what enters the sight of your future and what doesn't. That's real power. But power without awareness is chaos. You are already building something, even if you're not paying attention. The only question is, are you proud of what's taking shape? If not, change the blueprints. Tear down what doesn't belong. Start laying different bricks, one wise choice at a time. Because in the end, the masterpiece or the mess will be your doing. No excuses, no one else to blame. Just you, your choices, and the life they built. So the future isn't a mystery waiting to unfold. It's a structure waiting to be built. And you, not fate, not luck, not the world, you are the architect. Every choice you make today, every discipline you embrace, every value you stand by, it's a brick. It's a line on the blueprint. It's another step toward the life you say you want. But saying isn't enough. You build it by action. You shape it by sacrifice. You protect it by intention. So ask yourself before you sleep tonight, did I build something today, or did I let something fall apart? Because time is moving, and every sunset is one less chance to design the life you truly desire. Don't waste another day wandering through life like a guest. It's time to stand up, take the pen, and redraw the map. Create your life like an artist, not a bystander. Tomorrow won't be built by hope. It'll be built by what you do today. So wake up, pick up the tools, and start building. With intention, with vision, and with fire in your soul. Because if you don't design your life, someone else will hand you a design you never wanted.